Starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. I hope all of you are well. Thank you for being here, especially to those of you who have never been here before. Thanks for being here for the first time. I'm glad you're here. For those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back to watch another one of my readings. So we're going to look into the Divine Masculine Collective for the month of April, but my guides have been telling me don't focus on the month, okay? These are trackers, placeholders. We're just going to be looking into the energies of the Divine Masculine Collective at this time, what energies are surrounding them, especially I'm recording this a few hours before the total solar eclipse, hybrid eclipse in Aries occurs. So this is a very, very rare eclipse. It's going to be exceptionally life-changing for practically all of us. So even though we're closing in on the end of the month, they wanted me to do this now. It's funny because I was going to do this last week, and for some reason they had me forget. There's a reason why I'm doing this today on April 19th. So we're going to look into the energy surrounding the Divine Masculine Collective, okay? And what they need to work on, or what they are working on right now, let's put it that way, what they're struggling with, if they're struggling with something still, what they have accomplished. I'm looking at my notes. What they need to trust God with, and whatever else comes out. And we're going to get a message from the Divine Masculine Collective from my own Oracle deck, okay? The Divine Masculine Unspoken Words Oracle deck, which is available for sale in the description box below. All right, so let's see the energy surrounding the Divine Masculine Collective, Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, playing series. Woo! Please and thank you. I was doing a meditation before this, and it's hitting. There's a lot of emotion here already, and I have not even officially started it. Well, I kind of have, but oh my gosh. The masculines are overwhelmed with emotion. It seems they've been through a lot. They made a lot of changes, a lot of transitions, and this is for a particular collective here, okay, that I'm channeling for. There are some feminines here who've done a tremendous amount of work and have been steering the ship for a very long time. It's like there's this level of consciousness that has been achieved that is foreign to both the feminine and the masculine. The masculine's now coming into this. I'm hearing something about a lockstep between the masculine and the feminine. They were like, either there's some masculines here who are now fully in alignment here, or they're like very, very, very close, where it's like the Merkaba. It's going to be activating something. And with the energies, with the power of this eclipse, it's going to be quite explosive. But anyway, if you are just starting your journey, or you've kind of, you haven't kind of really gotten into the thick of it yet, this is just encouragement for you to help you with whatever it is that comes out, but also to understand the magnitude of this connection, okay? This is not romance. This is not love. The goal is not union with your person. That's the bonus. All right, so let's see what the energies are surrounding them for the month of April 2023. It's more of like a spring or so, or this part of the spring season, all right? Wow. This guy's staring me right in the face. Yeah, it's been tiring. They've been through a lot. The trials and tribulations. Look, it's all that fire energy. We have several planets in Aries. The sun is in Aries. The moon is in Aries. Jupiter is in Aries. And this total solar eclipse is going to be in Aries. Okay. In the 10th house. We have the Nine of Wands here. So with this card, you see how they're closing their eyes? They've taken off the helmet. This is a huge accomplishment for this collective because of the energy coming from this. feminines, you think this is easy for them in these types of connections? It's not. You think it was hard for you? It is harder, way more challenging for the masculine collective. It's always like that. And with the Nine of Wands here, he has his helmet off. He's sitting there. He's the wounded warrior. He's closing his eyes here. And he's like, shit, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've been through a lot of struggles. But I kept going because they start to understand the magnitude of this connection and what this connection means to them. And that's for the feminines who've kept their light on, because the feminines have to be this King of Wands too. This is the energy that's surrounding them at this time. For some, not for all. Okay? It's a collective reading. But if you're feeling what I'm feeling, and you know that your masculine has been through some shit, and you have been holding that space, you have been shining that light, even through your battles and challenges, you would get emotional too, because it's been a long time. This has been a lot of a test of your faith, feminines, and a test of faith for the masculines here. This has been an incredible feat of building up their endurance, their stamina, their strength, but it's more so their spiritual strength. This is one of the purposes why we are in these connections, because it's all about our connection with God and building up, mastering spiritual growth, and being enormously spiritually strong. To where when push comes to shove, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, you know when to take breaks. You sit there, you reflect on things, and you say, nope, I'm getting back up. I'm battered, I'm bruised, I'm tired, I'm weary. It's been this strife that has been long-standing. It has been never-ending, it seems like. But they still push through. And they're still pushing through this. Because this is the last challenge for some of them before success hits. This is the last obstacle, the last hurdle. And some of them are kind of sitting there. Let me take a moment to myself, which is what he's doing. He's sitting there on these elevated stairs. Look at everything that I have gone through. Look at everything that I have achieved. Everything that I have overcome. Because I didn't throw it in the towel. And this is why it's so important for the feminines not to give up on the masculine, because when you do that, they throw it in the towel. And when you give up on somebody that you love and care for, you're actually giving up on yourself. And you're giving up on God when God never gives up on us. Even though we think he does. He never does. He's always there. It's a matter of God testing our strength, our faith, our ability to keep pushing forward. How bad do you want something? Are you going to be able to go through the battles and the challenges to prepare for what I have? Because when you are in your mission, feminines, both of you, because I know there are masculines watching this, when you are in your mission here, some of you are going to be powerhouses. You're not just going to be in union with your person and everything's going to be all fine and dandy. The true twin flames here have serious missions, okay? They are leaders. They are pioneers and trailblazers. That's what Aries is. They motivate, they inspire, they lead others to victory, and they show what it is, what it takes to become their true selves and to be at the fullness of their potential. That they can manifest anything that they want, that they can get through any battle, any challenge, any trial and tribulation with the strength from God, nothing else. You're meant to be examples for others on how to achieve this. Because the feminine's got to achieve this too first. And she'll go through a lot too. But it's more so about her mission. And sometimes the doubt sets in, wondering if the masculine has made any progress or anything is moving forward. But you have only God and your intuition to rely on. To keep you, to push, to keep you going. It's like the birth of something great here with this Nine of Wands. A lot of hard work has been put into this. It's an exceptional amount of hard work. Because these masculines are breaking free of the damage done to the Piscean age. If you want to look at the past 2,000 years, guys, do you think you can clear and heal from 2,000 years worth of damage? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Being taken out of alignment and being so programmed to the point like when these changes happen, you don't even know who you're looking at anymore. This is not easy at all. And some of them have achieved quite the feat here. There is this high energy that this eclipse season is pouring into this masculine collective. Because of all that Aries energy. And because of this eclipse, it's powerful, it's strong, and Mercury goes retrograde in a couple of days. And it's nearly touching Uranus. The planet of destruction, the planet of rebellion, revolution. Things turn for the better or for the worse, but it's more of like a massive, 360, 180, however you want to look at it. Incredibly massive changes. A massive about face. Nope, you need to go this way. This is who you are, type of thing. They're coming into their power and understanding that they've always had that strength within them, the leadership abilities. This is the masculine collective stepping up again to be the provider, protector of the home, the family, the feminine, and also to kind of come together with the other masculines here to take back the lead, but not in the way that was done during the Piscean age. This is more taking the lead with incorporating God back into their lives and with everything else. Okay. There's a strong reference to the Egyptians here is when I'm looking at this. Okay. There's something being activated in their chart with regards to their fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're like on the brink of taking action, which is why we have the Nine of Wands here. They're one wand away from completion. They've really done a tremendous amount of work. I'm hearing they're one step away from glory. Seeing the rewards of all that hard work that they put in all of the challenges and difficulties and trials and tribulations they have been pushing through. But that's false. This message is for those feminines who've been this strong the entire time. You've been wanting to abort mission. You've been wanting to just like throw in the towel every now and again. Sometimes it hits you hard. Other days it gets into your head and you're able to just like, nope, not today, Satan. This is for the feminines who understand the purpose of this connection, and it's about God and you being in your power. You being that beacon of light, faith, hope for people. You being able to motivate and inspire and drive people to be better, to be closer to God, to take the lead in their lives and not become a victim here. If you're feeling like a victim and you're feeling woe is me and your vibration is low, you're angry, you're bitter, you're resentful, this is not your masculine right now. You feel like nothing's going to come in this situation and you're like, nah, I'm overwhelmed, this is too much, whatever, I'm done with this. This is not for you. It could be encouraging you to get back into the fold, to get back into action, to get back into alignment. Because some of you here, your masculines are ready. They're ready to take the biggest risk of their lives and come forward to the feminine collective. They're all fueled with this fire. There's also a lot of sexual energy here that they're transmuting into super strength, into light. To ignite their passion for the feminine, reignite it but in a different way, but also to reignite that fire within them and saying, I can do anything. I want what I want, and I know how to get it. That's what the King of Wands does. And after the Knight of Wands, Nine of Wands, we have the Six of Swords. They're one step away. And while this is not the Six of Wands, I'm getting victory anyway. Why? Because they're so close to being completely balanced and have this inner peace within that they've never experienced before. There's a massive transition happening, and it makes sense because of the total solar eclipse and the transits that are happening right now. They know that they can get through this and that there are sunnier, better days ahead. Once they get through this last obstacle. With building that confidence and courage within themselves that they can do anything. They can make life the way that they want. They can have what they want as long as they are in alignment and it is for their highest good. There's something about travel here too. Relocation. This is about changing their outlook to a more positive outlook, being more optimistic, being more objective. Everything always works out for me. As long as I stay in an optimistic mindset, because these are swords. There will always be peace. There will always be a calm after the storm. I just have to get through the battles. I talked about this in one of the fire sign readings. I don't know, it was either Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It might have been Aries or Sagittarius. About going through the war. There's always some sort of ceasefire. There's always some sort of peace afterwards that is made, right? It's the same thing with this. And look what happens. They don't give up. They don't lose faith in themselves, in this connection, in the world, in God. They're so close to transitioning into this. You can't make it up. It's the fucking Emperor right here. Aries energy. Completely aligned with who they were supposed to be this entire time. And there's this collective is on the front lines of this new wave of divine masculines here. They're one wand away for being in their full potential, their full power. And they're staying strong through this. And this eclipse season is going to wreak some havoc on them, but they're like, they know they are so close. They're so very close. And it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out once they get over this hurdle. The Wheel of Fortune's at the top of the deck. They know who they are destined to become. This is taking a chance. This is a big risk. It's like, I have to understand that when I take this risk and moving towards the feminine and being in this role as well as a divine masculine Christ, everything's going to change for the better. There's something fated here. This is a turning point in their connection. This is divine timing. For some, it is divine timing now. For the masculine to step into their role is divine masculine Christ. And I was talking about this the other day with Easter, of the masculines who are ready, who have resurrected like Christ, and who are now preparing to fully embody and integrate into their everyday lives the divine masculine Christ. It's time. It's time for them to be in their power. There was a sudden shift that happened, and we're in the middle of it. You can't make this up with the timing of this reading either. All right. Let's see what they need to work on, or what they have been working on. What has the Divine Masculine Collective been working on? Aside from what I've been saying. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, Pleiadian Sirians. Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. And for those feminines they've been through the struggle too. It's just been a little bit easier for you. You can feel when something dips, and you're encouraging the masculine, you're cheering them on in the 5D. You don't need to do it in the 3D. You gotta be the stronghold here the entire time before the roles flip. That's when the feminines come into their true power, to ignite in the masculine collective their power, their light. That's one of the main reasons why we are in these things. It's so that we can start working together to get this planet back on track, and to stop with this destruction and this chaos that was caused by the Piscean age. When these feminines and masculines are fully in their power, it affects the rest of the collective. It elevates the rest of this counterpart collective. And some of you are in higher roles because you've been chosen for those. Okay? Wow. They've been working on their healing. And it's been hard. We should all know that healing isn't easy at all. Some of them, their chakras are in alignment. They are completely in sacred balance. That's the Temperance card. And that's for the feminines whose chakras are fully aligned. And you know when they're fully aligned, when you are in a complete state of true inner peace. It's like freaking Buddha here. And I know that's not the Buddha, that's something else, and I can't remember. But you get the point. Full chakra alignment. You have so much peace in your life. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like nothing phases you. And at the onset of something that may trigger you, you know how to get back into a state of equilibrium because you've done a tremendous amount of healing. This is what they've been pushing so hard for. What they've been working. It's been tiring. Healing is not easy for anyone. And it takes years. If you want to look at years, it takes years to get to this. And a lot of them have been working on this. And others of you, this is also a message for you. You need to be focusing on your healing, not on your union, not on your person, not on everything else in the 3D. This is about you aligning those chakras, awakening the Kundalini, getting you into a state of Christ consciousness of true inner peace here. Because that leads you to be harmonious. You are in the flow. Nothing fucking phases you. This is exactly what the King of Wands energy is. Nothing triggers you. Nothing throws you off balance. And at the onset of something, you're like, no, I'm not getting over there. I'm pulling back my energies, protecting myself and getting me back to a state of spiritual strength. Nope. That's not happening. I got to get back to this. All right? So some are still working on this, right? And some, they're on the brink of fully completing this healing. And look at the bottom of the deck. It's understanding. I said they understand the purpose of this connection. That's when the feminine fully understands the purpose of this connection. It's to get the feminines to be in their power and their confidence and their courage. And like, I'm not afraid to do anything that God tells me to do. I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not afraid to put my face out there. I'm not afraid to lead. I'm not afraid to speak my truth either, because when he leads, he's speaking truth and nothing but. He tells people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, but he does it in a way that is charismatic, it's full of fire, it's full of energy, because he needs to get people motivated. And if he sits there sitting like, yeah, hi everybody, I'm gonna talk about something today about healing. And I'm not making fun of anybody. Do not think that I'm doing that. But there's no motivation. There's no drive. If you're being meek, if you're kind of trying to hide yourself. Some people don't take you seriously sometimes. It's exactly who I used to be. I can't be afraid now to say what my guides are telling me to say or to be my true self, because there's no way I'm actually going to be doing my job. We need that fire. We need that drive, that motivation. The energy is everything. It transmutes to other people. And if everybody was just kind of like, oh God, hey, you're still in that fear. I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to be myself. I'm afraid to be that leader. I'm afraid to be in front of the camera, whatever it is. That's a lack of spiritual strength right here. And that's why the feminine's got to get into this masculine energy right here. This is why we're talking about that masculine, feminine balance here that helps you to achieve the sacred balance of the Temperance card. They're awakened. They have a greater understanding that there was a lot of healing that they had to go through. A lot of battles and challenges that they had to overcome. And every milestone that they reached, they became stronger, more confident, more courageous. They started to believe more in themselves. And saying, you know what? If I really want that in life, I am deserving of it. I can have that. I just need to go for it. I just need to take action on that and not be afraid, because the energy of divine masculine is taking action regardless of what the outcome is. So the fall season could have been a really huge season for them. Because what does that mean? Everything falls away so that new things can grow, things can be regenerated. It's the preparation for the winter time, hibernation mode, rest, contemplation, rejuvenation, okay, for spring. Reinvention. I love this. They have reinvented themselves. They're in the process of finalizing this. Realizing, yeah, there's no head on this. Because what I was saying about looking at themselves, I don't even recognize myself. It's like, that face that I've been seeing, that's not really me. It's like, it's a new face. It's a new life. It's a new person. This healing has dramatically changed them. And it's still doing that. They're reinventing themselves into someone they never thought possible. And they're getting ready to take the biggest risk of their lives. They've never been in this place of power before. They've never had this much spiritual strength. They've never been this close to God. They've never felt this fervor, this passion, this fire, this drive, this ambition, this confidence. And they're like, holy shit, like, look how I feel. Look what happens in life when I'm in this power. It's the same thing for the feminine. You don't recognize yourself. And it gets emotional. It does. Some of these masculines are strong water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. A lot of them are Piscean. So let's see. What are they struggling with? Holy Spirit, for the month of April. Or what have they been struggling? What are the masculines struggling with? Holy Spirit. Archangels, galactic families, Pleiadian Sirians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You see? Oh God. I'm taking all of them, because I always do. Revealing the mask. Okay? Disguise, conceal, ego, projection, hidden motive, persona, representation, theater, and performance. Of acting like someone they weren't. Struggling with that ego, the unhealthy ego, the fear, the pride, the uncertainty, the 3D world. Remember with that reinvention card, it's like, who am I? Oop, where did it go? The reinvention card. What face am I going to wear? And my divine masculine had told me in a video chat, and I say this often, you can only wear 2 faces before you forget which one is the real one. And he called me out on that. Because we too wear masks, feminines. Every single person on this planet at some point in their lifetime will be wearing a mask. It's part of why we end up growing and evolving and learning here. So don't think for 1 second they're like, yeah, take off the mask, masculine. You had a mask too when you met your masculine. I know I did. I'm holding myself accountable. There's not one feminine here that wasn't wearing a mask. Not one. We all have these. And it's like, which face am I going to put up there on that body? Which face am I going to be showing? Am I going to be continuing to act like someone I'm not, pretending like I'm not this? Or am I going to be in my full power? Or am I going to have that face of the King of Wands? It's so interesting because this card has only the face. It doesn't have the body like the other major arcana do. So, is that right? You know who I'm talking to. Is that right grammatically? Let me know. Here, they're like, I got to put this head on here. This is who I am. This is not who I am. It goes both ways. Virgo is the next card. The Princess of Earth, the Page of Earth, the Page of Pentacles. Okay. The Hermit is at the bottom here. So I'm getting a few things. Virgo, about healing, about wellness, about well-being. That's what Virgo is. Rules the 6th house. This is also with this Princess of Earth, the Page of Pentacles. Keeping their eye on the prize. Understanding that this is Earth School. Being the student so they can become the teacher, the leader. Starting off anew. Starting from scratch in the sense, I got to relearn who I really am. This is what this is. There's something happening between now and the summertime. Or maybe something between August 22nd to September 21st. And remember how Mercury is going retrograde on the 21st of April in the sign of Taurus. Even though it says Virgo, it's still Earth energy. And Mercury is right there. Whip. Arguments, fighting, abusive, tense, painful, anger, repeat, again, over and over, kinky sex. Okay, could be all of those things. It could have been the shadow side of the King of Wands, using their charisma and their good looks and their charm to get sex from the feminine, or to just like have sexual conversations, right? Maybe they were into kinky sex or something, or maybe they still are, but they thought that it was like a really, really dark, negative, evil thing when it really isn't. But maybe they utilize that to hook and bait, or whatever it's called, to hook the feminine into, like, reeling them in, right? There's that. There's more struggling with repeating a cycle over and over and over again with beating themselves up for what they've done, what they haven't done. There's could also be some indication in the past that there was abuse going on in the home and childhood. It could be that, guys. That is not easy to heal from. There's also a lot of self-sabotage with this. Struggling during the fight to overcome these battles, the whips and the chains, the abuse that comes with trudging through this, the abuse that comes with trials and tribulations, with reinventing yourself, because you cannot see that light if you don't go through the dark first. And this is dark energy right here. There's also like a lot of pent-up anger along with that ego. That is the devil energy. Anger, bitterness, frustration, mad at the world, mad at God, blah, 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 blah. But it's also been painful. It's been a tense process. And they don't want to have to go through this again, because every time they get a tower moment or they're not obedient to God, it's like something comes in and the pain sets in again. The anger sets in, like, nah, I can't keep doing this. I need to elevate above this. And as I say that, here's the eagle. Challenge the status quo, opportunity, new hope, perspective, clear vision, past, present, and future. Masculines have been struggling to spread their wings and fly high, to soar above the clouds, to look at the world and themselves in the feminine in a new light, having that new hope that all is not lost here. Like, I can't give up now. I'm so close to the finish line. Challenging the status quo has been a struggle for them too. Understanding that opportunities are limitless when they perceive it to be that way. Here's the Pisces energy. Neptune, ruler of enlightenment. inspiration, illusion, spirituality, intuition, psychic ability, fantasy, dreams, disillusion, enlightenment, hangman, feeling stuck, being in a fantasy world. Okay, this could also be with that kinky sex energy, like, oh, I'm just gonna be in this fantasy kinky sex world. That's all I want. That's all I just want to look at, and there's no way I can have that in real life. I don't know. I'm living in a cloud. Neptune is the house. It's the planet of disillusion and illusion, right? Your friends are your enemies, and your enemies are your friends. It's like not knowing what is real, not knowing what is truth, type of thing. Not trusting their intuition, because of that logical mind that has been overtaking their brains. The logic, the thoughts. Taking action when they feel inspired to do something. Spirituality has been a struggle, right? Because for some of them, religion is what was conforming them to a certain persona. Religion was teaching them, no, you need to do this, and you need to be like this, and you can't do that, and you can't do this. And they're like, oh, okay. If you go this route, you're sinning. If you go that route, you're going to hell. If people look at you, if you're not doing this, then you are not a man of God. Something like that. The disillusionment of that, right? And learning to be more spiritual, to find their own connection with God. That's another reason of this connection here. Trusting in their strong psychic abilities, because so many masculines, especially the ones who are male, think the whole psychic thing, the whole like, no, that is a sin, that is not of God, blah, 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 blah. But every single human being on this planet is psychic. They have those gifts. Why? Because we are all made from God. We all come from the same freaking source, which means we all have that ability, that psychic ability, and have that intuition that we can build up to work in our favor. Allowing themselves to get into a hangman energy. Let me just pause for a minute. Let me do a twist here. Let me think this differently, right? This is perspective here. So we have perspective twice with the eagle and the hangman energy here. Let me look at this. And I'm pretty sure the feminines were kind of, in some way, shape, or form, getting them curious about spirituality. Page energy is curiosity, because it's children energy. Beginner stage, okay, of learning something new about this stuff. Spirituality. Looking at things differently. Not looking at things the way they were taught by society, by their parents, by religion. Let me look outside the box. Shit, Uranus is here. More of enlightenment, free spirit, opportunity, embracing the unknown, jumping in and doing it, originality, individuality, technology, innovation, rebel without a cause. I was talking about the Uranus energy here. Not fearing the unknown, following your heart, and just say, fuck it, man. Like, I want to do this. Why can I not do it? It's because society's telling you can't, or your own self is telling you can't. It's all bullshit. Being a rebel, but not a rebel where you're going on causing destruction and chaos in people's lives. That is different. The rebel being somebody completely different from all your family members, from all your friends, from the person you knew for so many years. It's the energy of the Emperor. I said, taking action on things, embracing the unknown. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this massive risk. I don't care where the hell I'm going. I don't know where I'm heading, but I don't give a shit, because it doesn't matter. It's tying into my ability to be a free spirit and jumping in on opportunities and seizing them when I see them. Not overthinking it, not getting hung up on it like the hangman. Oh, what do I do, man? I don't know. The energy is strong here. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. Like, where is that going to lead me to? Everyone else is going this way, but my heart's telling me to go this way. Taking that massive leap of faith has been a big struggle for them. And it's like, all my male friends, all my family members, they've been doing it this way. They've been saying it that way. They've been studying this way. God's like, no, masculine, that's not what I called you to do. You are the rebel of the family. And maybe you were looked at, masculines, as the rebel. Because some of you got tattoos. And I know, like, where I come from in my family, tattoos are frowned upon. Okay? I was raised Catholic, if you didn't know. You had this thing about sex where your religion was like, oh, only missionary, and you're only supposed to use it for procreation. No. Some of these masculines, they're very adventurous when it comes to sex, and that's been a struggle for them too. You can't do that. That is a sin. Who said that? Did God specifically tell you that? This is like doing your own thing. Innovation. I said thinking outside the box. This is Aquarius energy here. Let me think. Let me go do something different and not worry about what people are going to say, what people are going to think, what people are going to do. My masculine always told me the perception of somebody else does not make you who you are. And it's funny because I love my masculine to death. And it's kind of like, now the ball's in your court, my beloved, because now you're starting to see within you what you need to heal from and learn from with what you told me, what you saw in me, and it flips. When the feminine is receptive to that sort of constructive criticism, or the truth, as I should say, she realizes that about herself. Then the masculine starts to realize what he's been telling the feminine. Oh yeah, I have been wearing two faces. Mirrors, guys. And now the masculine is starting to realize, I don't have to be in these struggles so much. Because it's kind of like, I'm not even following my own teachings, my own advice to others, to the feminine. The other one is bouquet. Happy, harmony, beauty, creative, a gift, art, warmth, contentment, reconciliation, and love. Tapping into their creative side, doing new things, learning new skills, learning about how psychic and intuitive they are, being happy. They choose to be happy. Nobody tells you to be happy, or it's not like it isn't an option. It's always an option. It's always a choice. You either choose to be happy or you don't. There's been a struggle with that. There's been a struggle of being in harmonious energy. There's also been a struggle of being into their feminine side, because flowers are usually pertain to femininity. That's girl stuff. No, it's not. Society made it to look like where flowers were given to women as like it's only given to women. Like you gave flowers to a guy, like what the hell, what? When there are some guys that may like flowers, they may like plants. I can't have flowers in my house. I can't have plants in my house that look floral because I want to look like a pussy, right? Something like that, feminine energy. And the page of earth, that's feminine energy too. That's funny that I said that, because usually that P word that I say, I don't usually say out loud. But see what happens when you change feminines? I'm not afraid of shit. Happy. Contentment. Love. Doing the things they love that make them happy. Magnet. This is also an indication that for a smaller group here, the reconciliation is coming. That's what they want me to say. Longing, desire, gravity, magnetic attraction, charm, je ne sais quoi, seduction, and yearning. The seduction stuff. It's a struggle between the sex thing, right? There is such thing as divine seduction, okay? You can have that. But there's also the shadow side of that, right? Seducing something to get them to have sex with you, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Seducing them to get money or get things or get something. It's like manipulation there. They've been struggling also with this longing and this strong desire for the feminine. because she's so magnetic. And it's like, I cannot pull away from this strong magnetic energy from the feminine. And they're also saying, I can't yearn for her all this time either. Because what is that going to do for me? Because again, the struggle with the happiness and the contentment, I need to do what makes me happy. If I know she's going to magnify the happiness in my life, why am I not doing something about it? There's also something about sending flowers too, now that I'm getting that all of a sudden. And then the crossroads. Road, crossroads, journey, multiple choice, travel, free will, opportunity, weigh the options and decide. Look at all the opportunity cards we have. Struggling with being stuck, looking at these two doors, which one do I open? That ties into that take that leap of faith, because they know what path to choose. I was talking about, do I go this way or do I go this way? Everyone's taking this route. Especially if they're male, and a lot of them are male. If you want to look at the male tarot readers, I think it's wonderful every time I see a male tarot reader. And I know for me, I'll be honest, when I came into this world, I'm like, there's a dude doing this? What? It was foreign to me because the majority are female. This is also a rise where a lot more males are going to be tarot readers, are going to be utilizing divination for their mission work. Their psychic abilities. This is huge. And they're not going to be afraid to do it either just because they're male. And it's been like, I have all these choices, I have all these options, which one do I take? But again, it's the heart, the intuition, choosing happiness. You choose the path that leads to your happiness. It's the pursuit of happiness. So many of us freaking forget that. The forefathers in the United States were like trying to push that into our brains, and we set it on fire. It's now the pursuit of money and power and sex and drugs and fame and fortune and God knows what else. Things that are not really of value to them, to people. Happiness should be of value to everyone, and we have the ability to choose those things that bring us happiness, no matter what the hell anybody says. You're not here to be like anybody else, and the masculines are realizing, I have this opportunity. I have the free will. I have the choice to be happy, because God does give us that free will. That is what we can choose. And we choose how to respond to things as opposed to how we react to things. And here's a deception card. Jealousy, betrayal, backstab, toxic, silent treatment, seduction again, and sexuality. The snake energy. Being tempted, but deceiving themselves and deceiving the feminine. Goes back to that mask energy. Because they know they had this love for the feminine, they had these feelings for the feminine, they wanted the feminine, and they acted like they didn't. And they would say things I didn't mean, they would do things I didn't mean, all that stuff. Thank you for the confirmation, Holy Spirit. There were betrayals. There was backstabbing. They've also been betrayed and backstabbed. Don't think that they haven't, because there have been snakes around them too. They've been jealous of other people that you're with, or like people that you connect with, or people that you hang out with, or something like that. Struggling with the silent treatment, because again, it's like they cannot hold on to this mask any longer. They cannot hide any longer. They can't yearn for you any longer. And with that page, it's like also that communication that comes with the apology. But it's not just about the apology. They know they need to take action. And to show the feminine that they are serious. Page of Earth, Page of Pentacles is honesty and trustworthiness. And they know that it's going to be hard when they come forward, when they tell you the truth. And they're like, yeah, I'm taking off the mask. I was lying to you the whole time. I was putting on a show the whole time. I gave you a silent treatment because I knew what I was doing. and my ego kicked in, and I felt I didn't have to respond to you. I didn't have to do anything. I got to do things my own way, get my own, what I wanted. But this is what the Masculine Collective had to realize, that it wasn't really making them happy in the end. Because they started to realize they betrayed the one person that God sent to them. And they've been struggling with that. And also their sexuality, right? Having a lust for women, men, the feminine, as opposed to trusting that passion does not have to come from a place of lust. Mountains, big mountains they've been having to overcome. Obstacles, problems, distance, solitude, pride, block, cold, indifferent, barrier, and interruption. They made mountains out of molehills. They were always like, no, that mountain's too hard to climb. This is also something about having faith as little as a mustard seed, and that God can move mountains, and that faith can move mountains. They were dealing with a lot of obstacles, a lot of problems, right? Struggling with certain things. That's why we have the 9 of Wands here as the overall energy. But they're starting to realize that all this that they've been through, that they can overcome. Being cold, being indifferent, not really caring, not just about you, feminine, but about other people and about the world. Allowing themselves to stand in front of those barriers and say, I can't overcome that. There's no way that can get out of my way. When they started to realize that God can do anything. You see all these struggles here, feminines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I missed one. 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. That's that mountain card. 11. Look at that. That is the master teacher number. You are both master teachers to each other. And you both are supposed to be those leaders in teaching, mastery. Being the master teacher. And look what's at the bottom of the deck. It's the twin flame card. Soulmate, the one, a pair of things, blooming love, faith, and deep soul connection. The biggest thing that they have struggled with all of these things is having faith. The test of faith. How strong is your faith, masculine? How much faith do you have in your psychic abilities and your intuition about this connection? Because I said they know what this connection is. They know. They know. This is a twin flame connection. A spiritual connection. A mission-oriented connection. They've been having a hard time with the soul level of this, the depth of this, how profound it is in believing in it. And there's the tower underneath that. Standalone, guidance, government, hierarchy, corporate, experience, institutions, and erudite. This is like the Hierophant energy, right? Religious institutions, the hierarchies, the governments, the, wanting to have all this knowledge because of an institution they went to or what religious sect they were in or something like that. When the knowledge comes from God. What's at the top? Third person. Another person involved, someone else's influence, outside party, rival, love triangle, and a stranger. This could be other people, friends, family, parents, religion, the ex-spouse, children. Okay? They didn't have just one third party, guys. It was multiple. There were a lot of people who were influencing their judgment, their thoughts, their belief systems. Well, everybody else said this. Everyone else is doing that. What did I say? Ooh. Let's see what they have accomplished. Oh, look. There are 2 cards that aren't supposed to be here. Blessings and abundance and raise your vibration. That's not a coincidence. I put these in the wrong deck. There's a leveling up here. This is for the masculine. Raise your vibration. You're almost there. Because those blessings and abundance are right at your doorstep. What has the masculine collective accomplished so far, Holy Spirit? Archangels, galactic families, Pleiadian, Sirians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. So yeah, I know like the beginning, the energy was like overwhelming, and they're as soon as I started saying things, they're like, yeah, it has been hard. It has been hard to keep themselves from talking to the feminine, for them to reveal the mask, for them to tell them what's been going on. There's a lot of third-party interference, to include jobs. It's not just one person. It's not just people. Money, ego, things. And it has been a struggle. The struggle has been real for them. But it's a wonderful thing that the King of Wands energy is here. Because all of this is helping them to stand spiritually strong and in their power to really overcome all these struggles. White eagle, that's the eagle twice. That is also a symbol, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's Liz Harrison, guided by angels. Some of you watch her channel. She talks about when you're seeing the eagle, right? The stag is that masculine there. But the eagle is the one where he's fully ascended, right? He's like very close to ascension. That's a sign of the eagle. It's here twice. Because we have the ancestor spirit here, the white eagle. And Saint Germain, karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. This is twin flamey stuff. Violet flame, he's the keeper of the violet flame. But I have been told there is a level higher than that. That's for another group. Bottom of the deck is Kuthumi, the cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. This is huge. Feminines for those who have been in alignment for quite some time. They've accomplished the ability to trust their intuition and their abilities. And what God has been showing them, what the feminine has been showing them, what they've been seeing around them, they know the answers now. They know what it is they need to do. They've gained a lot of wisdom through this. They've released a lot of karma. And this total solar eclipse in Aries is a huge releasing of karma. It's like the final chapter. It's like the world card. Moving beyond drama within themselves and within other people around them. Remember, see, creating their own path. I'm going to trailblaze my own path. I'm going to be the pioneer. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. The ancestral patterns. Done by the Piscean age. So we're going to read the book like I always do. Whew. Saint Germain was born in France in the 18th century and is said to have been given a new identity because he was the love child of two very powerful people. Oh shit. I just got a massive hit. He was well educated and able to rub shoulders with royalty. He was also deeply, I didn't say that by accident, he was also deeply interested in magic, alchemy, and the cosmos, and able to perform real-life miracles and turn lead into gold. Now he helps us move beyond social limitations to connect with the right people for the highest good. He's still a master alchemist and able to help us turn whatever is leaden in our life into something that is golden. His twin flame is Lady Portia, and he is the keeper of the violet flame, the powerful etheric retreat where we can release karma. Karma is the spiritual law of cause and effect. We experience many levels of karma. Some we inherit from our family, and some from the people we keep helping out of the problems they keep creating. Saint Germain is here now to clear your energy so that you no longer have the weight of the world, or your loved one's world, on your shoulders. Be aware that an old pattern is leaving your life and creating space for something more loving to enter. Visualize yourself surrounded by a fiery violet cloak to release all the karma you no longer need. Again, the ancestral patterns, the karmic patterns that Piscean age has been like drilled into their programming. This is why God created these connections to, like, God's like, I'm tired of this. This has to end. This has got to clear out. Right? We're really beginning the age of Aquarius now. I mean, this total solar eclipse is epic here. And for those who've gotten on track yet, who've gotten on the path, oh, they're going to have a rude awakening. And I've been saying that. Some people are going to have a very rude awakening. Like, what the fuck? It's kind of like my masculine energy's coming out there. I love it. I do have a lot of, my top 3 are masculine energies. Sun, Moon, Rising. But anyway, so is my North Node. We have the White Eagle. White Eagle is a Native American shaman who is dedicated to honoring our spiritual heritage. He is a world-renowned spiritual guide who has been particularly cherished by mediums all over the world. He first spoke through a medium called Grace Cook in the early 20th century. He is the guide who helps create clear channels in our bloodline and our spiritual lineage so we can access the heart of the Creator. He also helps us move into sacred ceremony, where we can hold sacred space to honor a change, transition, celebration, or anything else that deserves time. He is wonderful for clearing space, and we can call on him for help in forging spiritual connections. Take some time to honor just how far you have come. Recognizing through ceremony and ritual the shifts in your awareness, healing and journey really allows you to move into a state of grace and gratitude. You have or have recently had an opportunity to heal an old family wound or pattern. It's important to connect with your family and spirit so that you can set a new energy of love in place. White Eagle is bringing your ancestors through to you and allowing you to know that they are happy and well. He is surrounding his sacred drums to clear your spirit. So there's somebody here. It's not just your ancestors. There's somebody here who was like a guardian angel to you, who's in heaven, that you lived in this lifetime for a while, and they've been supporting you with this too. And they're here. That person's also telling you they're happy, they're well. They didn't mean to leave you, but God called them for a reason, to help you out. And it broke your heart. It really destroyed you.